YouTube. In this video, we're going to be doing issue 29 of the Fast and Furious build of the legendary Dodge Charger RT from the movie, the first movie. Anyway, we'll get started. Okay, in this issue, see, it's issue 29. Go through some of the stuff in the magazine. Oh, and if you want this this model, the Fast and Furious, I will give you a link down below so you can actually go to the website. I'll also put it in the description down below the video. So if you want to get your model too, you know, get the Fast and Furious model, you can get yourself one. Alright, in this kit, we're putting the radiator together, and we're using AM screws, AP screws, CM screws, EM screws, and is that MM? MM screws. So we're doing more than just putting a radiator together, apparently. So, alright, so yeah, we're putting the radiator together, attaching it to the assembly we did in the last segment. Then we're going back to our chassis with the engine on it, and then we'll remove part of the chassis on the bottom, which is basically, I think, a radiator support bottom, or it might be part of the radiator. And we get to attach radiator hoses to it, and then we get to put the assembly onto the car. And then got a bunch of screws attached to it, different kinds of screws. That attaches a support to the frame. And then we got to reattach the bottom part that we took off. And we get more screws to go into the sides of it to help hold all that together. A lot of screws there. And that should be what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so yeah, I'll show the rest of the magazine real quick. Now, if y'all like it that I'm showing you all the magazine to show you what's in the catalog or magazine, if you like that part, let me know, and I'll continue doing this part. Well, I'm probably going to do it anyway regardless, but if y'all tell me you don't want to see the rest of the magazine, you just want me to get right to the build, just let me know. So yeah, please, in the comments, just let me know. If you want to see the rest of the catalog and stuff, just let me know. If you don't want to see it, then also let me know. Okay? Alright, this is what the kit looks like, as you can see. Alright, we'll get to it. In this little section, they want us to take the I think this is the this is the main body of the radiator, and this is the rear. Now they only go a certain way. It's when you try to fit them the wrong way, they won't fit. See, they won't fit at all. But if you put it the correct way, it lines up and fits inside like that. Excuse me. Now they wanted this held together with 4 AP screws. I'm needing some more light. Okay. Now the next step, they want us to take what they call this, the radiator, the horizontal connector of the radiator. You can get the thing open. Okay. Now, I've noticed just now And this little connector, it is a half moon shape, so it's only going to go one way. And by looking at the shape of this little peg that's on top, it is a half moon shape. So it doesn't seem to matter which way you point this. It looks like it's the same way either way. So let's see, it's got the flat end. It just presses in like so. And now they want us to put the radiator cap on, and I'm assuming it's a half moon shape too, so it's only going to go one way if that's the case. Okay, and it looks like it is, so it will only go one way. Okay, looks like the flat end is pointing away from me, so it's only going to go on that way. Like that. There we go. And that's that part. Alright, next step. Okay, in this step they want us to attach the radiator to the radiator support, although they call this a engine housing. I don't know why they call it that, but anyway, just kind of line the hose up like this. I'll have to line them up first, and then I'll tighten them all down at once, so I'll get them started. Start on this side. Get them started, and then I'll tighten them up. Okay, now on the next step they want us to take the hose that I attached on it, and they want me to connect it to the front of the radiator fill neck. And you know how sometimes these little hoses don't do what you want them to do, but we're going to see what we can, with a little bit of patience and a bit of time. A little bit of patience, and she'll be able to get it on there just fine. And there it is. And that makes that part complete. Okay, the next step. Alright, on this section, they want us to take this this part off. I think it's a radiator cover. Basically, we need to remove the AM screws that are on the side, and then you got a CM screw here. So in order to do that, we need to put these screws somewhere so we don't mix them up. So we gotta take them out. So if I can remember, okay, I'm going to put the CM screw by itself. I'm going to stick it over here. And then the two support screws, sorry, I'm bumping into everything. Okay, put this here. I don't like the part where you have to take stuff back apart just to get something in. I don't like that part. So I'm going to leave that screw in there. I don't know if I can or not. I might as well just put it in the thing over there. Alright. Let's see what the next step is. Okay, this is going to be a big type of step here. So bear with me on this as I do this. Okay, now we get to put the radiator hoses in. They want us to do the top one first, which, if you remember, there is a peg here on the top of the water pump, which I'm not sure if I can actually get a camera angle on this. There's a little peg right there to put that radiator hose in there on top of that peg. To use the tweezers for this, maybe help push it down. Okay, it's gonna be a little harder than I thought. All right. And the hose is actually made out of hard plastic, so. Oops. It's going to be a little harder than it looks. Just a little. Just a little. Okay, there we go. It's in. Alright, there's that one. And then we have the bottom radiator hose. It goes down here in the bottom of the water pump. Now, supposedly, once you get the radiator in, it's supposed to hold these hoses in place. Supposed to. So you don't have to glue them or anything. And I don't think that hose is going to stay put until I can actually get the radiator in place, which is the next step, or should I say the radiator housing. So this is the fun part. Alright, now you get to put this in there, and you got to try to get that bottom hose to go in this hole, and you got to get the top one into the top hole, and then you got to get this to line up with these 4 pegs on both sides of the fenders. And being that this hose is not wanting to stay where I put it, it might be a little bit harder to get it in there. Might be a little bit more difficult to get that in. I'm hoping not, but okay, it's gonna be a little harder than I thought. Okay, let me do this off camera, and when I come back, I will, before I put the screws in this, I'll show you what I got. Okay. I wrestled with this thing for some time and finally got it in there, but it's in there now. So there is one little thing I want to do. I'm looking at this hose and it's actually touching the fan belt. If I put one of those metal wires in this, I can actually hold this wire away from it like that, which is what I'm planning on doing, which is probably what I will do. I'll leave that attached where it is, and I'll just unplug this one and just stick a piece of wire in this so I can bend it the way I want to. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick, and then we'll come back to the next part, okay? Okay, so while I was off camera, I put some of that wire in that I showed in a previous video, the stuff here that I borrowed off my wife. and I ran a little piece of it in here so I could bend this so it stays away from the fan belt, and it's not touching anywhere up in this part at all, so it just goes straight into the filler neck, and it's all the way in, and this will keep it shaped like that. So looks like that'll work pretty good. Alright, as I was going to do before I mess with that, I need to flip this over. According to the instructions, it says carefully flip it over. Okay. As about as gently as I can go with it. Okay. Now the screws that I took out, okay, from this thing here, we're going to put those back in and tighten it back up. So we get to reattach this and put it back onto the radiator. I think this is a partial, I don't know what the proper name of this is. I don't know what it's called in the book, because I'm not pulling the books out to find the proper name of what they're naming this, but yeah, it looks like I got to put in the 2 AM screws first, and then put the CM screw back in. So we'll do that first, provided we can still find the screw holes for it. And the screws will cooperate and do what I need them to do. Okay, we'll get it started, and then we'll grab and we'll tighten them up as soon as I get them lined back up. Okay, that's back in. Now, before I tighten those up, I want to get this one back in. And it looks like it's not want to go back on. Well, it's got to go back on. It came off. Because of that support and everything is keeping it from going back on. Well, it's going to be a little hard to do, but we'll try. Hopefully I don't break anything. Well, that's not going to go in there too easy, is it? If I can get it back in. Oh, that's hard to go back in there. I don't know. That's not going to be too easy. Okay, I'm going to try this off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I had to go back and rethink some things here. Okay, so in order for me to, you're not supposed to, well, you can put one screw in to help hold this if you're in this stage. I had to reattach that bar first. That's the only way I could get that hole to line up, and once it lined up, it made the rest of it line up, including this side over here. So you have to do that first so it'll line up, and then the rest of it will line up automatically. So that should be that part. Alright, now the next part that I need to do, it needs me to attach an EM screw on this part of to attach that part in, and then we got to do the other side. So gotta kind of squeeze that together, but you want to start to screw in it first, and then I'm gonna kind of squeeze and then screw it in the rest of the way. This finishes reattaching or attaching the radiator support to the car. So that kind of finalizes finally gets it attached to the car. Now we got to do the other side. Do the same thing, an EM screw. Of course, we use lube, or shall I say 3-in-1 oil. I'll go back on this side. The wheel is in the way. Make sure that's pushed firm against the front of the car. And then you want to get the screw in. Again, I'm not left-handed, so this might be a little harder to screw this in. Okay, finished tightening that up the rest of the way. Okay, and according to the magazine, that is pretty much it on that kit. I'll check the other side real quick, make sure everything looks okay on that side. Actually, no, it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm looking at it at a different angle. Okay, I just had to double check for a minute. It's like something don't seem right, but no, it's okay. Alright, everything seems fine, but that's what we got so far. Well, that was a challenge and a half. Well, I'll tell you what. I thought the other stage was a little bit challenging. No, that one was also a little bit of challenge too, even though it wasn't very much to it. It was still a pain in the rear to get that on there. Yeah, you just had to do it just as I said it, right? Okay. The farting cowboy. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that will complete this issue. Issue 29 of the Build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. And if you would like to get one of these models, I mean, if you would like to get a model of your own and do your own Dodge Charger and everything, I will give you a link for Fanhome's website where you can subscribe to your own and start your subscription, where you can build along with me or watch me build and then you try your hand at it. But it's not really that bad. I mean, it's, considering, I mean, you get well, as I said, every time I make a video, that's when I've gotten a shipment in the mail, and then I make my 4 videos, right? So anyway, if you I forgot what I was gonna say, because what's his name over here? It's kind of distracting. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, it helps me out a great deal, and it makes it, the more subscribers I get, the better. It'll actually help me out a lot on the channel and make the channel grow. And if you hit the notification bell beside the subscribe button, it will notify you every time I publish a new video. It also lets YouTube's algorithm know you like that type of content, like diecast models or the Fast and Furious model, and you'll see other some creators like World of Wayne and stuff that also does this model also. So yeah, it was a chance search for me when I was looking for something to watch or looking at something else, and one of his videos popped up, and he was building the Ghostbuster Ecto 1 model. And as soon as I watched about 5 of his videos on the Ghostbuster model, it's like, well, how do you get this? And he was talking about, well, if you go to this link, you can get your own and start, get your own subscription. And that's how that started. And then I got this model after I started on the Ecto 1. Of course, I did that off camera, but that's how I got started in it. In case you don't know, if you haven't been watching all my videos, that's how I got into this. So if you want to blame anybody for me getting into the building a diecast model like Fast and Furious and Ecto 1, you can blame World of Wayne for that. So it's not in a bad way, but you know, World of Wayne, if you ever see any of my videos one day, thank you. Or if anybody that knows him, tell him to click on this video, and this message is for him. So Mr. World of Wayne, I want to appreciate you for getting me addicted to building these models, the Ecto 1 and the Fast and Furious model. So thanks for that. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. So just in case he's watching, that message was for him, or if anybody that knows him, if you want to send the message over to him to click on the end part of this, if you don't want to watch the whole video, that's okay. Just as long as he sees the little message I just sent. So anyway, yeah, my lips are chapped. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Okay, bye. Until the next time.